Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for being here to the Kansas Electric Power Cooperative's Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm pleased to be here with fellow board members and staff members of KEPCo, and number one, to raise awareness for ALS, and number two, to help get them more additional monies to help find a cure to this terrible disease. We're also here to pay tribute to somebody that's very close and dear to us, Stephen Parr, the former CEO of KEPCo, who passed away from this terrible disease. Specifically, I would just like to call on anybody who's watching this video to challenge them to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, as well as to make a contribution to ALS. But specifically, I want to call out Mr. Joel Stinger, Mr. Lee Stanley, and Dr. Max Rouget in Atlanta, Texas, and my son and his precious wife, Luke and Julie, down in San Antonio, Texas. So, Steve, it's for you. Okay. This is for Steve Parr, and I want to call out Steve Everson, Stuart Lowry, and Bruce Mueller from Wheatland.
Are we going this way?
Yeah.
I would like to call out Mike Morton. And I'd like to call out Chuck Gakel, who's the assistant manager at Flint Hills, because he got our assistant manager to Blue City. Let's call it standing next time. Yep. This is just in memory of our friend Steve. Nah, you need Mark. I love you, man. Okay, well, again, this is in memory of Steve, and I'm going to call out a couple of good friends of mine, Mike Fossey, Sean Van Slyke, and Ray Fowler. There we go. So in memory of my former boss, Steve, and also for a dear friend of mine, his brother, Dorothy Stevie, Greg Bowe, this is for you. So I am calling out, in honor of Steve, I would like to challenge his three sons, Steve, Chris, and Jeremy, for your father.
Also, in memory of Steve Parr, I'd like to call out a couple of former colleagues at the Kansas Corporation Commission, Jeff LeClanahan and Justin Grady.
Okay, this is in memory of Steve Parr and a fraternity brother and close friend of mine, Kent Wallace, who just died about 3 weeks ago from ALS. I want to call out Bruce Kaiser, Mike McCall, Randy Evans, and my dad, George Barty.
Whoa!
All right. I want to thank everybody for agreeing to do this first off. And I'm going to call out Kevin Halgren, Natalie Haig, Aaron Jester, and Casey Cathy.
Well, I had never seen ALS up close and personal until I saw it with Steve, and it's an obscene disease. And first of all, I hope all of you will contribute if you haven't already. And in terms of calling people out, since I know it's an added bonus to see lawyers get dunked with ice water, I'm going to call out three of my favorite lawyers. Some of you may know them: Glenda Kafer, Frank Caro, and Heather Humphrey, General Counsel KEPCo. So this is for Steve.
Mr. Parr, Steve Parr, former KEPCo CEO, and I'm calling out my staff at Victory Electric in Dodge City, Kansas.
I'm Daryl Teeben. I'm with Victory Electric, doing this in honor of Steve Parr also, and I call out our board, the rest of my board. So, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I know. I get all the help. And with all the help that I've got here, as you can see, I'm calling out the employees at KEPCo Electric Co-op.
Alan Zedrosny with Caney Valley Electric Cooperative in Cedarville, Kansas, doing this in honor of Steve Parr and working for the cure of ALS.